Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Lateef. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, switch on your notifications, and follow you on our journey together. So today is really exciting. I'm actually collaborating with Glow by Ramon, and we are going to talk about our favorite sunscreens of 2020. Now, 2020 has not been a great year in the slightest, but we have managed to get some great sunscreens out of it. So before I kind of cut to his in video clip, one thing I really do want to reiterate is that, look, the reason why it's so important to, talk about sunscreens for me is that as a black person, I have always found it hard to find sunscreens which actually work for my skin tone. I need to continue to, raise awareness about this. And look, I just want to caveat, I'm not trying to throw or push anything down anyone's throat. Quite frankly, I couldn't care if you bought it or not. But as long as you have that knowledge and you could do your own secondary research, then really that's fine. Because no one is trying to look like Casper the Ghost and no one is trying to get UVA, UVB damage. So with that being said, let's just go to Ramon's in video.
Hey guys, my name is Ramon, aka Glow by Ramon, here on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, so make sure you go follow. I just did my ranking of my top favorite sunscreens of 2020, but I gotta say, my number one favorite sunscreen of the year so far has to be my Keep Cool Soothe Bamboo Sun Essence. The tea with this is that, have you tried the Perito? Is that, but better, honestly. The texture of this, the feel of this, the look of this on the skin just does a lot more for me. It's a lot more complex and a little bit more elegant. It's still really nicely moisturizing, but super lightweight. It sinks into my skin and leaves my skin nicely moisturized without leaving me with a really shiny, radiant finish. So it's something I know I can trust in the wintertime when my skin needs the moisturization, but even in the summer, it's not gonna get me too shiny and too greasy. On top of that, it features a lot of different formulation points that I just love about K-Beauty. You got niacinamide, you got adenosine. Those are really gonna work to strengthen your skin barrier, really soothe your skin. You got centella in there, which is a great antioxidant and skin soother as well. You got skullcap root extract. You got just a lot of things that are just nourishing, soothing, just juicy for the skin. And then on top of that, you got some really great UV filters in this. You got Tenosorb S, which is broad spectrum, high photoprotective value, high photostability, along with Evenol A+, so you're getting even more photostable photoprotective value in the UVA part of that spectrum. So overall, it just hits every single mark for me. It looks great on every skin tone, works great for every skin type. It's a little bit pricier. It's usually about low $20 range, but if you can get it on sale, it retails for about $15 generally when it's on sale, and you get it in bulk, you're golden. As an American, I don't know what that converts to in pounds, but it's about 20 pounds, I think, maybe. I don't know. Again, thank you to Lateef for featuring me on his channel. Make sure you go check out all my socials. Again, Glow by Ramon, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, that was Ramon. Please do make sure to subscribe. Check out his stuff. A lot of really good content. He's originally from the US, has just moved to the UK. And I'm sure like most of my base is like UK anyway. So like check out his stuff. It's really interesting to get a different perspective. One thing that I will cheer him out on is that if it was not for this whole Perito thing, he probably would have said Perito was his favorite sunscreen because he's the reason why I bought it in the first place, and now I have to use it as a hand cream. But look, without further ado, I'm going to talk about my top sunscreens for 2020. So, my number one sunscreen is the Keep Cool Bamboo Sun Essence. Now, you guys have seen me talk about this and speak about it and apply it, whatever. And I genuinely think that this sunscreen is amazing. It has niacinamide, which work, everything that he said, right? Because you just saw him just wax on about this, right? So everything he said, a few things that really do stand out to me is like, one, it sits amazingly on black skin. You do not need to go the extra mile to rub it in. It's very easy. It's very nice. It is lightweight. There are no artificial fragrances. Niacinamide to kind of build up your skin barrier. Centella extract with the kind of anti-inflammatory properties, which is good for people who have acne or sometimes people like me that suffer from inflamed skin. Obviously, Tenosorb S, so broad UVA, UVB protection, and it also has Evenol A. Now, I know a lot of people are skeptical about this because of the whole Perito thing. I do think that although it does use 2 UV filters, they are 2 pretty strong UV filters. I will say that this is one of my favorite products. Keep Cool as a brand is really good. I think, their whole kind of methodology is soothe, hydrate, Brighten, soothe, hydrate, brighten. Shower is 3 words anyway, but I always tell them to the soothe and hydrate. So again, your skin just feels really nice, and I feel like if you're putting something underneath, your skin doesn't feel heavy. So I can use an essence, I can use multiple things before layering this on, and my skin does not feel congested. So that is my number one sunscreen of 2020. Number 2 is the Blythe Honest Sunscreen. So I've spoken about this a multitude of times. Blythe as a brand is truly amazing. They do anti-aging, anti-pollution, but this sunscreen is amazing. Obviously it has fruit extract, so again, antioxidants, great for kind of protecting your skin, preventing free radicals. Now this uses 3 UV filters. Now it uses Tinosorb S, which again provides excellent broad spectrum UVA, UVB. It uses Uvanol A and Uvanol T. So again, protecting you UVA, UVB protection. Just to clarify, because I know sometimes I say this and you guys get lost, UVA refers to your dermis, so this is like the lower levels of your skin, and this is what causes like aging, while UVB is really your epidermis, and that's the top layer of your skin. This is quite multifaceted because it can result in a wide range of things, from dark spots to kind of burning, but again, it does provide that kind of protection. And like I said, like, you really want to make sure you have something that is really, you know, strong to kind of, especially if you're black, to help prevent, you know, burning, and in some other cases hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and all of those kind of things. So this is my number 2 product. It absorbs so quick, so it absorbs actually far quicker than the Keep Cool. So this is a big man. One thing I will say about all of these SPFs is that they're all capped at like 50 milliliters. So it's like you do have to continue and buying them. But you know, they've treated me well so far. Similarly, my face does not feel congested if I put stuff on before applying it. And it's just truly really lightweight. Third on the list is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. So this uses your more traditional chemical filters, so your octisalate, your homosalate, your octocrylene, your everbenzone, so all them heavy hitters there. This truly has no additional benefits, like I would say to the Keep Cool, that has like the whole, you know, soothing, brightening element, or potentially the Blythe sunscreen, which has the whole, you know, fruit extracts, antioxidants. This is simply just a sunscreen, but one thing I will say about it is that they've done a pretty good job with this formulation. It applies invisibly, it dries invisibly, and it's just generally great, you know. Just like everything I've mentioned before, no artificial fragrances. It really just sits on your skin. Again, it's a small one, 50 ml. I do know that Cult Beauty in the UK, and I'm presuming that they've kind of followed the lead of the US, have actually made a bigger size. So I think it's maybe 75 ml, which is obviously more cost effective than buying this, because I believe this 50 milliliters was £30. I mean, it burned my pocket, but it was actually worth it. So that, I would say, is my number 3 sunscreen for sure. Number 4 is the COSRX. I never even know how to make this thing focus, but it's the COSRX, and I should probably just read it, because Soothe Aloe Soothing Cream. Sorry, my brain is like all over the place today. And this is actually an interesting one, because this is a hybrid sunscreen. So it is mixed with chemical UV filters, and it also has titanium dioxide in it. So this is actually quite different. I do think that in terms of sunscreens, the reason why I really do like this one is that it does not absorb into your skin as quick as the others. There's a fair amount of rubbing involved when you use this sunscreen. However, the aloe vera is such a nice touch, because your skin does feel hydrated all the way through the day, and when you continuously kind of reapply it. The one thing that I will say about it is that it is slightly heavy. So far, I think everything I've recommended is suitable for every single skin type. This one, I would say people with oily skin should kind of tread with a bit of like caution, because I do think it has the ability to make your face a bit feel a bit heavy. I obviously have normal slightly combination skin, and you know, if I felt that, I can't imagine what someone with oily skin may feel. So just kind of bear that, or sorry, take that into consideration. Number 4 on the list is this from Abib, and it is actually a sunstick, which is completely different. I think I've shown you guys how this is applied in my sunscreen video. Now, this is actually great. I am going to read out the one of its filter names because it always escapes how it is pronounced, but it is this ethahexyloxyphenyl methasonyl trizene. Also known as bimotrizinol. I think I'm saying it right. In fact, let's see how it's actually said. I actually never have like something here to speak, but okay, yeah, so I did say it right. And this also has some like other compounds in it. So it has uvenol MC90, which is a natural compound. It also has octocrylene. There are about 4 UV filters in this one. So it actually is, in terms of like, if there was ever a sunscreen that you shouldn't be worried about, despite its kind of innovative nature, it would actually be this one. And the reason why I actually like this one is because it actually has ceramides in it, which are obviously great for healing the skin. And it also has, I think, I want to say green tea extract, which I want to say it has, sorry, my iPad was vibrating. I want to say it has green tea extract. Yeah, it does have green tea extract. And again, really good for soothing the skin, anti-inflammatory. Now, the reason why this wouldn't make my top 3 is because I still get weirded out when I use it because of its nature of that you have to rub it like across your face. Now, one thing I am quite worried about when I use this is actually like the kind of transference of like dirt and grime from my face back onto the product. So more often than not, I actually only use it in the morning. And yes, I do actually mix sunscreens, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but I actually only use this in the morning. Or if I'm going to be at home and like my curtains are going to be closed, but I still just want to, just in case if I step outside quickly to grab something, I just want to have like something on my face for like the first 2 hours of the day. So again, this is actually really great. I think it comes to something like £21, suitable for all skin types. And again, the one thing I do like about it is that it's not 50 ml because you can't measure it because it's a sun stick, but you can fit inside your pocket, your coat, your pouch. It's definitely something to be used on the go. Again, I've said my reasons why I may not necessarily use it on the go, but if you want to, hey, feel free to do that. So this is number 5. So this is number 6. So this is the Thank You Pharma SPF 50. Now this actually has the same ingredient list in terms of UV filters as the Beeb Sun Stick, which I just shown. It also has the additional UV filter of Homosalate on top as well. So again, really, really strong. Now, the reason I actually like this is because, again, it has additional stuff which I quite like. So it has hyaluronic acid, and it also has mistletoe extract, which is really good for like kind of renewing dead skin cells. Now, my one thing with this is that this, again, despite all of the chemical UV filters it also has titanium dioxide. So yes, I lied. Cosrx is not the only kind of the closest thing that you'll find to mineral hair. This also falls into that category. So it also has titanium dioxide, as I said, which makes it a hybrid, which means obviously both a chemical and mineral physical sunscreen. Now, the one thing about this product is that it actually is quite great. Obviously, the hyaluronic acid means that your skin feels plump, it feels nice. However, I do not think that this is suitable at all for oily skin. This is actually quite a heavy product, and they do actually have another version. So it's called the Sun Essence, which is a much thinner version of it. And I've actually used that one, and it actually is quite thin. And I think it's more suitable for people with oily skin. This is actually a great product. However, is that if you are someone who kind of sweats a lot, I don't necessarily think this works amazingly. One thing I will say is that I don't actually sweat a lot, but I decided to go for a run. I had applied this, and after I finished, it had made the whole of my forehead look white. Now, Of course, I expect to sweat. I just don't expect my sweat to turn white. With some of the other sunscreens I use, that's certainly not the case. So that would only be the one thing I'll say, and be apprehensive about that, okay? But otherwise, generally speaking, I'm happy with it as a sunscreen. I also think it's quite affordable as well. So again, in the UK, sorry, I had to scratch my leg. Again, in the UK, it retails for like, I'm about to guess at like £20. Yeah, like £20, £19. Again though, 50 ml, like they're killing me with this 50 ml. I wish someone would just make like 100 ml sunscreens, because it's a lot of money to be forking out on 50 ml. And like, obviously I'm all about the broke boy skincare. I tell you guys this all the time. So yeah, just kind of bear that in mind. Number 7 is the Black Girl Sunscreen in all its amazingness. So this uses like your traditional UV filters, so Homosale, Benzone, all of them, and their all-star cast. Now, obviously, this is great because like Black Girl Sunscreen support the business and everything, but generally speaking, it just gets the job done. Similar to the Thank You Farm in the sense that I will say that it is actually heavy. It's a heavy sunscreen, and I don't know if I would necessarily recommend with someone with oily skin, because someone may feel like it makes their skin feel a bit oilier or maybe a bit congested, but otherwise, for my skin type, I have normal skin, it works perfectly fine for me. I think that this is generally such a great product. My only issue is that it is so hard to get hold of in the UK. So before, boy, I had to ask someone to order it in the US and bring it over. But now there is a website called Rich Skin. I believe I'll put like the link in the bio, that actually you can actually order it from there directly. Unfortunately, they do not do international shipping, which is a bit of a bummer, but hopefully they will soon and they'll expand their market. But again, this is the SPF 30. It's a really great product. I would recommend everyone try it. If you have oily skin, stay away. My final product is the Fenty, I think it's called the Hypervisor sunscreen, sunscreen from Fenty. Obviously, I've spoken about this before. I've also done a review on YouTube as well as Instagram and Twitter, actually. So, right, why is this the last one? Because it's heavily fragranced, and I think that is actually my number one issue. In terms of like the UV filter, it has benzone, it has like, your traditional chemical sunscreen. So there's nothing wrong with UV filters. I would say the only thing that holds me back is the fact that it is fragrance. Otherwise, it sits on the skin quite nicely. I don't necessarily think it's good for oily skin types. It does feel a bit heavy, and it does feel like it can have the tendency to kind of clog up your skin. That hasn't been the case for me, but again, I can see how, and obviously I've read some reviews from some friends who have oily skin. So that would be number 8. So guys, that is the end of my, sunscreen journeys. Obviously, all of these sunscreens are suitable and great if you have, dark black skin. Again, all of them are affordable. There are 8 different sunscreens which I've just displayed. I'm going to obviously put their description down in the box. Obviously, check out Ramon's as well. All of the sunscreens which he advises are good for dark skin as well, which I think is something that's really important. Remember, just because you're black or you have dark skin, it doesn't mean that you don't need sunscreen SPF. You need it. Melanin only absorbs a certain amount, and it does not prevent especially UVA damage, which obviously affects your dermis and leads to, anti-aging. Also, as a side note, and I always say this, sunscreen is probably one of the best preventive measures for hyperpigmentation. So don't play yourself. Right. So anyway, look, as I said before, check out Ramon's stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, switch on your notifications, and I guess get ready for my next video.